1. Hello and welcome to Join the Anarchy, an interactive, improvised Shadowrun Anarchy live stream campaign. I wanted to add a couple of more adjectives there.
Yeah, I noticed that there's a lot more vocabulary.
Yeah. Yes. So, hello and welcome. Holy shit, it's season 2, guys.
Yeah! Woo! It's crazy.
I know. This is awesome. And
Grim is AFK taking care of her child. She will be on soon.
Yes, because, maternity mother things.
She's like a mom or something.
So, let's just go ahead and talk a little bit first about Shadowrun Anarchy, the system. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, check out this new layout, guys.
I haven't gotten to see the layout, so I'm gonna go look at it right now.
I haven't seen it either.
It's
Ooh!
It is all I'm saying.
First life.
So this is really cool. What makes this awesome is the fact that we have such awesome people in chat right now, ready to just get started and throw in all kinds of God knows what at us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Shadowrun Anarchy real quick. So Shadowrun Anarchy is a offshoot system of Shadowrun 5th edition. And essentially, it focuses more on narrative storytelling, or rather collaborative storytelling. It's not necessarily your, super narrative. There's still kind of a crunchy system in there, but we all get to tell a story. It's not all up to me, the GM. I am just simply your oligarch of insanity that makes sure that everything goes into a story somehow. However, one of the big things about this system is plot points. And plot points, all our players start with 3. I only start with 1, for I'm the game master. And what plot points do is they can be spent by anyone for us to do something either in the game or make something happen in the plot. So, for example, you might say, okay, well, I want to jump in front of somebody who is getting attacked. That's something you can do with a plot point. Or you can be like, well, I happen to spot a vent that I can send a drone into, or something like that. So those are things that you can do. So it helps us to kind of manipulate the world a little bit. And yeah, that's, aside from that, it's basically Shadowrun. It is the cyberpunk worlds that we all know and love of both future Earth and magic blended together in fantasy races and dragons and God knows what else. And yeah, it's an awesome world, and we're happy to be doing this. And I say we just
jump into it.
Jump in, right? Actually, I guess we could talk about how Join the Anarchy itself works too.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You
could, I guess, maybe.
So Join the Anarchy, the way that we work, what makes us different from other actual plays, is that we are completely interactive and improvised. We came in here, we have, they've built their characters with help from the audience on our Discord. And we have, we just have the characters and we have the setting. We've done some research on the setting and things, but the story is completely up for grabs. We have zero idea what we are doing. There are no plans. And this is where you come in. We are watching chat as we play, and every time that you make an awesome suggestion in chat, so just type away. Think of like an improv show when people shout suggestions. You put stuff in chat, and whenever we take it, we get a plot point because we chose to go with a crazy idea from the audience. And you, the audience member that made the awesome suggestion, gets themselves entered into a raffle. You get a raffle ticket, and that raffle could potentially get you $15 on Drive-Thru RPG, which is enough to buy yourself a copy of Shadowrun Anarchy or whatever other system you might be interested in. Stuff. Yeah. Oh, every suggestion that you make is a raffle ticket, so the more awesome suggestions you make, the better. I haven't done this spiel in 2 months, and I just like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's been a bit.
So, also, other things that you can do is you can help out the stream in some way. Any time that you follow, subscribe, cheer, or donate, you knock off hit points from our stream boss at the top right of our screen there. And every time that the stream boss gets knocked down to 0, all of the players, including myself, get a point of edge, which can be used to re-roll our dice or make our dice results just better. And oh, there we go. Zelly the Zealot has just subscribed. Hey. Thank you so much. Well, welcome to the channel.
Yeah. Taking it up with a bang.
Yes. So, and also, when you drop the stream boss to 0 HP, the person who did the killing blow becomes the new stream boss with more HP. And the stream boss at the very end of the session gets to create an NPC with me, the GM. And actually, we already have an NPC that's been created by our audience member, Palmer JWN, who I see in chat. He won our previous season's stream boss, so we're both actually very excited to introduce this person and see how this all plays out. So I think that is everything.
That's everything.
So, great. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about Detroit. Welcome to the Greater Detroit Metroplex. It is March 2080. After a bitter, snowy winter, things are warming up a bit, though the windy 40-degree weather is still chilly and unpleasant. Detroit, affectionately known as Motor City or Motown for its vehicle industry, is where Ford was born, where its headquarters continues to be located to this day, alongside General Motors and, once upon a time, Chrysler. These days, though, Detroit is known by another nickname, Ariesville. Dominating the downtown skyline is a massive 400-story structure of chrome and mirrored glass, illuminated by an extensive network of dancing red, white, and blue exterior lighting, alternating or working in tandem. Proudly displayed around the top of this behemoth skyscraper on all 4 sides, rotating around the building in an impressive high-definition alternate reality overlay that never glitches, is the massive logo of a man's head in blue, adorned with an ancient Greek helmet, complete with its classic red mohawk. Underneath it, the helmet is proudly labeled Ares. This building, overseeing all of Detroit and even past the 25-foot wall surrounding the city proper, is the headquarters of Ares, one of the top 10 megacorporations in the world, the megacorp that saved Detroit from its economic collapse. Once riddled with crime, Detroit has now been declared the safest city in the United Canadian American States. Whether or not you attribute that to Knight Errant, the elite privatized police force also having its headquarters here with a very cushy security contract, is debatable. Cops are cops after all, but the boys in steel blue enjoy a shining reputation thanks to these results. Being a subsidiary of Ares certainly helps. Any pesky financial or bureaucratic problems are easily hand-waved. The city also enjoys a meager 2% unemployment rate, the best in the country, thanks to the millions of jobs Ares and its subsidiaries have provided. Move over, Henry Ford. Detroit has a new hero, Ares CEO Damian Knight. Now, all of this has made for a very pretty picture for those inside of the wall. You are not inside of that wall. What the public relations and marketing wage slaves purposefully leave out of their almost utopian statistics are the slums outside of Detroit's prosperous downtown area. Fifth world factories, warehouses, and office buildings lay abandoned alongside quaint Victorian-style or Leave It to Beaver-style homes, suffering over 100 years of disrepair. Any manufacturing plants still in operation spread thick clouds of smog from their smokestacks into a hazy skyline, raked by the thin, leafless branches of trees left to survive on their own in a decaying urban hellscape. Aside from your life in Detroit, nothing binds any of you three together, except for one other thing. The familiar ding sound accompanies a notification message in your Vision's display overlay. We is live. You hit the play button, as you've done many times in the past since subscribing to the Pirate Radio channel.
Hey, this is your host, Ziggy the Troll Shadowrunning Philosopher, and this is Radio Free Detroit. The best show inside the walls. We's rotating broadcasty stuff so it's super sneaky like. I just want to say that is a big day today. This show gonna talking about all the big ideas of life. The ice cream, the weather, and the sweet, sweet Panther XL. But not only these. Information is free, chummers. Today, the weather is cool, with the rains, so don't be melty. Next, listen to this cool track.
And Astral Chunks Ghost Shark comes
Yes.
on. So that's my intro to Detroit. Just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page here. All right, so let's get started.
Yes.
Audience, I need your ideas. Let's get started. I want you to name an odd but mundane location in Detroit where a typical Shadowrunner wouldn't usually spend their downtime. We're going to pick one for each character, and that's where we're going to introduce each character's story.
Good.
While that's going on, though, why don't we go ahead and have our players introduce themselves, starting with Trav.
Hi, I'm Trav. Next. No. My name's Trav. I've played, let's see, so first season, had myself a little bit of that shooty pow pow, and now I'm going to more of the Matrix side of things. Would you like me to introduce my character himself, or is it just me and all of my mediocre glory?
Just you and all of your mediocre glory, and pay attention to chat. If anyone sees a suggestion that they like, they can take a plot point, and they can either take it for themselves or give it to someone else and make that their starting location.
So, I stream on my own time as well. I have a YouTube channel. Everything's Mr. Travy Trav. I'm an aspiring voice actor. So, and I love me some tabletop. And Shadowrun, obviously. Which is, most of my tabletop have been virtually, so I don't think I've actually ever had a tabletop experience.
And Paige.
Hi, I'm Paige. I like drawing, and I like playing video games, and D&D is my soul half the time. So I create characters on my downtime because I'm a nerd. I get really into them. I've basically switched Travis's sentence. I played the Matrix character in season 1, so now I'm going to go punch people in the face because I like doing that.
You were always edging. You were itching to always get in there, and I'm like, stop it. If people who know me as Retro from season 1, I have done some things that she isn't made to do. So finally, I have a character that I can run into combat and kick people in the motherfucking face. So Excellent. So, we're still waiting on Scrim to show up from her motherly duties, but when she arrives, she will of course introduce herself. But in the meantime, I really think that we should start with how about that bathhouse club, the swanky bathhouse club, like in John Wick.
Oh God.
Who should take this? I feel like this is
no.
I feel like this is suited for Voltar.
Oh, why would I be there?
Why indeed?
Also, speaking of raffle, Oz, you didn't send me the raffle thing.
Called out live on Twitch TV.
Yeah!
I thought I did. I sent it on Skype.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, totally did.
Bam! Disproved. Live
Called
on Skype.
out again.
No one knows
Counter-called.
that. They can't see. You did send it. He did send it.
Oh. And now your camera's gone.
Oh, well.
Triple calling.
Can you hear me at least?
Well, yeah.
Okay, good. I have no idea what I clicked, but I will be back right now. Skype. You.
All right. So, the All right, so Voltar. So this bathhouse nightclub, if anyone has a name for this bathhouse nightclub, we're always open to suggestions. But you have been sent on. You're just about to complete a mission. All you need to do is get past a couple of guards that are protecting a VIP bath suite in the back of this club, where your target is, who you are to shake down and intimidate into not doing not going through with the
deal.
Maybe. Yeah,
right.
with Copper Colton.
Okay.
Or not going through to go through with the deal with Copper Colton. Let's do that.
Okay, so I am basically going to intimidate the shit out of him to agree to this deal. That's what I'm getting at.
Correct.
I'm trying to understand this. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, I'm digging this bathhouse music. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So I'm guessing from the music and the description of VIP lounge, I'm guessing this bathhouse is some sort of club on the side.
Yes. So
okay.
think Greco-Roman, but instead of having like that serene thing, everything is just bathed in like ultraviolet and pink lighting. There's, the big pools, people lounging around in towels or not in towels.
Right.
You see, as you're walking through, you're passing by the private rooms with like little beds in them, and you see you pass by what's basically a drug, like you can tell it's a drug deal that's happening inside of, like, there's a guy who apparently operates inside one of these rooms passing out ecstasy and stuff like that.
Great.
Or like the 6th world version
Great.
of ecstasy.
Yeah.
So that's currently what's happening. And
So it's one of those bathhouse homes. Okay. All right.
well, it's super hip and trendy. And I would say like the edge of downtown. And I'm going to also take the suggestion from I like Deep Steam. I don't know why. Okay, this is the club Deep Steam. So thank you from 6 of Spades.
Everybody, hit your Commander Shepherds.
Ooh, man, some good ones. All right, so Deep Steam.
Deep Steam.
Yeah. So the guards that are in front of this door, and also our chat, you can tell us a little bit about what kind of target Voltar can expect, or possibly just surprisingly finds when she opens the door. The guards are these burly. I'm gonna say just burly humans. They're big.
Okay.
They're big, right? They're exactly what you would expect bouncers to look like, and they are in suit and tie, and sunglasses with little with their comms, and they're standing there like just rigid, almost like Secret Service.
Okay.
Oh, I need to put this on repeat.
So it's basically like so I'm guessing there are like a bunch of like really high people and a really drunk people that are in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna already spend a plot point. I'm spending a plot point that I'm gonna
Yes.
say. Hold on, I gotta grab my plot point. I'm spending a plot point. Sorry, I'm used to putting it over here.
Yeah, I use bullets as my plot points. So every time a player spends a plot point, I get a plot point.
I have a
use
single
all
treasure
of the-
goblin.
Oh, that's so cute. I use all my knickknacks that I have spent all my money on that are completely useless, but I love them. Like a boo thing. Actually, that was a gift. Anyway, moving on. I am gonna find the drunkest guy in the bar that is like already boasting. He's kind of like tough, you know, buffish, but he's already like causing a scene.
Okay.
Also very persuadable.
Okay. I'll take a plot point to use Nick Morgan's suggestion of the fattest dwarf you've ever seen wearing a washcloth over his junk. That is the person. That is the one.
That's beautiful. Okay.
And what did I want to say? So as you're approaching this obese nude dwarf, what is it that man sees?
Well, Voltar is completely dressed. She is wearing like this leather jacket with skin-tight jeans and combat boots. She has platinum hair that is bobbed, and she's immediately noticeable. It's like immediate when you meet her. It's kind of off-putting. She is completely cyber. Her eyes are this like luminescent white, and basically everything on her that is skin showing, even if her like, for example, her jacket's open and she's wearing a tank top, you can see that her like collarbone and everything is completely cyber.
So like it's like metal, right?
Basically, very flexible metal.
Okay. So as you approach, he looks you up and down, and he takes a puff of like this big, oversized cigar. And says, "Well, hello."
Yeah, she immediately. I can't stay serious for this. She immediately looks down at him, and crap, what do I want to say to this guy? I don't even know what I want to say, and I made this plot point. I will greet him. I will look down at him, and she'll go, "Hello, small dwarf."
Also, apologies for the cameras. I think we lost.
I am in all the cameras.
We just lost.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. It must have just dropped.
Oops.
To Skype or whatever.
Gotta love Skype.
Yay!
Okay. So sorry, I got distracted by the camera. What would you say?
Oh, hello, small dwarf.
So not so small in other places. And he like does this like really vulgar junk grab through his towel.
And his little washcloth.
Yeah. And he is just, not only is he fat, like he is just hairy. He even has like the tufts of hair on his shoulders, like just extending all the way to his back and like up his neck.
I'm gonna channel my inner retro here. And I'll is he up? How short is a dwarf?
3 to 4 feet.
Okay. So I'm gonna slightly kneel a bit, because Voltar's pretty tall. And I'm gonna do that like finger walk up his chest. I'll tell you what, small dwarf. You do a favor for me, and I'll do a favor for you.
Oh, and what's that?
You see those two guys over there?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of cramping my style, if you know what I mean.
And what do you want me to do about that?
Cause a little distraction. I need to get through that door.
And what do I get in return?
Well, not everything on me is cyber, my little friend. I'm pretty good with my tongue. And she stands back up.
Okay, here we are. Here we are.
Season 1, guys. Season 2.
Before we continue, Paige, do me a favor. Just lower your camera a bit, like by a lot, because I have to like adjust for the lack of camera-ing.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Microphone here in my way.
Yep.
Cyber genitals do exist. You're correct. Thank you.
Looks good.
Is that better?
Better.
Is that better?
No,
Better?
I still see your eyeballs. I
Great.
just see like a...
I mean, if I go any lower, I'll just show my cleavage. And then I'll have to...
Not at the current moment, though.
Not
There.
at the current
That's
moment.
good.
All right,
That's
well,
good. You're good.
that's good? I'm
Yes.
here?
You're good.
All right. This is
Okay.
so awkward. Oh, thank you, Nick Morgan. Thank
All
you.
All right, so
Also, we got a subscription, so thank you.
yeah, thank you. And Nick Morgan is the stream boss, so you all get a point of
Ooh.
edge. So let me make sure I just put aside a point of edge here.
Also, still cannot open up the raffle, by the way. So, Travis, I'm hoping that you're doing that.
I was doing it.
Oh,
for
good,
now,
thank
because I was like, oh god.
I'm so used to
Actually, I
two
was not.
seasons of everyone beating me to entries, so
Beating
I
it?
haven't
Yeah.
been. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
open it up and keep an eye on it.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Actually, yeah, I didn't put in the ticket, so if you could take care of that. So back to us. So this like dwarf just gets up, just holds his towel, or just wraps it around his waist, saunters over to the bodyguards and says, "Hey, I want a little bit of what you're packing," and and just flashes and wiener shake, and the guards look confused. At which point they one of them nods at the other, and the one guard basically just picks him up by the scruff of his back hair and and just starts escorting him away into a different room. So you only have one guard up front.
while they're causing this distraction, I'm gonna try sneaking behind them. If that's possible.
Sneaking behind the guard that's at the door. He has his back to the door, so you wouldn't be able to sneak behind him.
Oh, okay. So he moved because because there's two of them during this whole thing. So during this whole thing, while they're doing whatever, is it a possibility that I could sneak past them and into the door?
There is no. You're gonna have to deal with that one guard.
Great. It's not what I wanted to do. Great.
But it's only one guard.
Yeah. I just trying to do this professionally, and every single idea that comes into my head is not professional. So I'm gonna do
go with the first
comes in-
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my first idea. I'm gonna walk up to him and just act like I'm walking past him, like I own this place.
He
Full
puts
confidence.
he puts a gruff hand and says, "Excuse me, you're not welcome here." Has his hand right here on your clavicle.
Yeah.
He's almost choking you from the force.
Yeah.
Well, would be if you weren't made out of fucking metal.
Yeah.
You were in
Yeah.
a tin can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do what comes to my head next. Since this party plot point, this club is so loud and distracted, no one can really hear each other unless they're yelling at each other.
Mm-mm.
All the sexist cards. I'm gonna grab his wrist and twist it to the ground until I can break it. Because I have a mission here. So
Wait, so you're attacking this bodyguard?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, give me your close combat.
Oh, I will.
Oh, I will.
I have it. I'm excited. I'm gonna use this lovely thing.
First roll of the night.
I don't have my macros set up.
I set them up at the very beginning because I realized I didn't either. I don't know why I'm saying that.
Right.
Just roll your d6. Or actually, tell me how much you're supposed to roll. I can roll for you.
7.
Well, you got a 7?
7. 7, 7, 7.
All right.
Plus 1 reroll.
Plus a reroll. Damn. All right. So 4 successes.
Yes.
So describe how you knock this guy out.
Oh, sweet. All right. Yeah, he puts a hand on my neckline, and I slowly look over at him, and I just, like, super fast grab his wrist, twist it, and I pull back, and I kick him to the ground, and I kick him right in the face.
Bah!
Yeah, and then I just strut on in the door. Not
right,
through it. I go, I open it if it's a door. I imagine it's a curtain, so.
Right. So inside, your target is. I'm like scrolling up here. Who did this? I'll take Zelly the Zealots, the millionaire playboy running around with daddy's money with no sense of debt, or even worse, repaying them, specifically to Aries.
Yes.
So thank you to Zelly for the suggestion. You just got yourself a raffle ticket.
I love the very specific
good.
character.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so this playboy, he's like human, mid-20s,
Right.
very, very perfectly shaved and groomed, and very, good. Like, this is a gym tan laundry kind of guy. Yeah, he just goes, like, springs up, and he has, like, various girls around him, and he's just like, hey, who are you? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll walk in and stand very defiantly, and I'll look him straight in the eye like daggers. I have a little message for you from Aries.
Oh yeah, and what's that, bitch?
How many guards are in this room right now? Are there any guards?
Zero.
Zero.
It's just a bunch of. It's just a bunch of. It's just a bunch of floozies.
Bitch.
I vault over the table, making the girls go ah! And, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately pin him with my boot to the back of the couch, and I get really close up to him, and I don't want to poke him, that's too cliche, but I pin him pretty damn good, and I'll just look him straight in the eyes. This deal that you have with Mr. Colton needs to be followed through. I suggest you do it before you end up like your guards outside the door.
Oh, God. Okay, fine. Jeez, just get off me.
You will do this now, and she'll get off him.
Now.
Immediately.
Like he goes over to like where he's discarded his pants, and he like pulls out his comm link. Goes tap 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 tap. There. And like 5 seconds later, you get a thumbs up from Copper.
That's a good boy. And she'll turn and leave.
He lays back and just tries to like straighten himself out, and just looks around at the floozies who are like all
Yeah, they're like
this,
okay.
and he's just like, what? Get out of here! So that's your scene. Now we need a mundane location for Fritz.
I went ahead and took Zelly the Zealots, the local hipster cafe.
The local hipster cafe. Okay, let me get some music for that.
Now, I just want to be absolutely certain before I commit to this one specifically, because there was a couple in there that looked interesting. Technomancers don't actually like conk out; they go into a trance, right? So they can be like sitting up; they're just like unconscious.
I can move my
It's still-
camera.
no,
Sorry,
it's still
Trav.
conking out.
Is it still
Yeah,
talking
you go
out?
ragdoll.
Okay.
I can move my camera, right? Oz?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not like killing my back then.
Hey, nerds.
Hey,
So,
I
dude.
am.
I'm here.
My
Oh
camera-
no, the funky music went away.
Yeah,
Damn it.
because
Plot point, they play the same music. No.
You wish. I gotta rearrange these cameras now. Bah.
I
No.
neglected to plug in my computer. That is, I apologize. Technical difficulties, all my fault.
Well, Gray Man, apparently I was incorrect. When I read about them, it said they go into a trance. So I thought that they just kind of like stood still. I didn't know that they actually passed out.
No, it's
well,
still
I didn't know
ragdoll.
that. Gotcha.
So let's see. Hipster cafe music. There you go.
Yeah, immediately
Also,
it's like,
speaking
yeah.
of
Love it.
hipsters, there's an early reply or late reply from an earlier thing. Is Nick? I do live in the hipsterist state, but not the hipsterist town in the hipsterist state. I live in the logging town of a hipsterist state, so nobody wants to play tabletop with me here. But yeah, Fritz is sitting in a cafe trying to find the least soy option on this menu.
Yeah, everything is soy.
Yeah.
So, sorry. But they do,
Alright.
but they do soy really well with like all natural spices.
Locally sourced soy.
It's all organic soy.
Untitled Wasser, thank you.
Okay. And give you like, they give you a water in a, what would they give it to you? Like in a, they give you water in like a cube.
Dankeschön.
Oh man. Oh, a mason jar.
Yeah, it's like a cubicle mason jar. Very like pristine. Yeah. Drinks water.
So let's see. What are you doing in this hipster cafe? Audience, let's add an extra element in here.
I like Skyrim screen suggestion, so I'm taking it. Just one ice cube.
Yeah.
Perfectly
It's
square. That
it's a
matches the
square
color.
ice cube and a square thing, and it's kind of stuck in there. And he's
Yeah, it's just like floating. Just.
it's just like lodged.
You're writing a screenplay.
Yes.
Why not?
I would assume he would be here for his practice. His
Well, here,
I can't take that
let's
seriously.
discuss.
those
Sorry.
is here.
Let's give
rather than
the audience a little bit of a description. So what did that barista who gave you the water see?
So she saw an elf. He is not built like an elf. He's kind of has the build of a human, just has elf ears. He has short hair, salt and pepper beard, dark brown, both of them. He's wearing a dark brown trench coat and has basically like the same like Ray-Ban glasses that I have, except they're tinted black at the moment. They have the ability to go between this and like shades.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and yes, I think.
Please take.
Yeah.
Take what you're
Oh,
gonna
of
say.
course we're gonna take. You
Yes.
can take the plot point too. You were more.
I do.
Do it.
I'm more excited. Okay, I'm taking Super Sage's suggestion. You're meeting a Tinder date.
See, I would go along and say yes, but also that is completely against my character, and I do not think he would ever do that. I'm sorry,
that's
chat, but that is the exact opposite
What
of my
if
character.
there's an alternative purpose,
goal? Yeah.
alternative motive?
I don't know. That doesn't really seem. He's
You're
here on
doing a research.
He's here on a
Say
Tinder thing, but he
yes.
described himself as someone else in the cafe. So yeah. I'll take it that he's catfishing somebody else.
Okay.
That seems up his alley.
Okay. So the the date walks into the bar, and she's another elf. She's looking like she's in her 40s, right? She looks distinguished. She looks like she has a pretty good job with Ares, maybe. Definitely a wage slave. And she looks around. She digs into her purse, pops in a gum and browses and catches.
The picture she has of Fritz is the man sitting on the other end in a two-person table. So
Okay.
she thinks that that's him, where he's somewhere completely different. I guess the newspapers aren't really a sexual thing.
Right.
But he's like looking down and like drinking his.
Well, I mean, there's like blogs and stuff, right? Like AR blogs.
Yeah.
You can just kind of.
Yeah, so he'll open up AR and.
He's the one typing his screenplay.
Yeah.
And she just happens to be the perfect fit for his main character.
And actually, yeah, to answer Sky of Screen's question, she looks 40 in human. So yeah, and actually, Fritz, you mentioned what age you look.
Yeah, he looks about middle-aged. He looks like a middle-aged human with elf ears.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. So she approaches and the aspiring screenplay writer just marvels, and they have a quick little chit chat. She sits down. They order coffee in a cube, soy calf.
As soon as she sits down, he has the display up and he like leans up against the window. Well, not against the window. He kind of like does the thing where like this, and has tinted glasses, and he goes into VR to hack her comlink.
Okay. Give me a hacking test.
Ooh, the first one. Let me see. So that is, I think, 10 with 11, and then okay. So, bam, 6 successes.
Yeah. You hack right into it. Silly wage
All right.
slave.
Yeah, chat. Why does this mediocre wage slave catch the attention of a technomancer Shadowrunner? What does she have on her comlink that's so important that a hermit would come into the daylight to take it?
Meanwhile, you're hacking her comlink unbeknownst to her.
Yeah.
You also start overhearing through the microphone of the comlink that conversation that they're having.
Yeah.
She's like, "Wow, I didn't realize that people still wrote screenplays in cafes. How very artsy."
How ironic.
Yeah.
Actual suggestions, not Half-Life 3.
And he goes, "Yeah, I just like to come here, and it really gets my creative juices flowing. And honestly, I have no idea why you're interested in a guy like me right now. I mean, I'm so not a wage slave."
Oh my god.
And she goes, "Oh,
Okay.
huh. Well, I mean, I'm more than just what I look like,
Oh,
I'm gonna take 2 suggestions from this. This bitch dirty.
okay.
So she has Super Sage. She has a history of funneling money through fake funnel making companies to clean the money. That is what he finds. That is what he finds. But what he was in there for was there was like the last remaining copy of some freeware game called Ornery Ornithoids. So he was just taking it from her and sending it to some kid who's paying him. Some rich kid wants it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So thank you, Nick Morgan, and thank you, Super Sage. You guys are dorks.
That's
True. Very
so
true.
beautiful.
Yeah, so what you find is that copy of the file as it's being transferred, you find that hidden inside of the game's code are financial transactions that are done via like what are they called, microtransactions inside of the game, but they're all like falsified. So that's how she's funneling money.
Okay.
So you now have the evidence against Janet Lakowski.
Janet Lakowski. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fake name. Like her real name's like something
Unfortunately, that is her real name, and like that's why she's like, no, that's a fake name. It is. My real name.
She's one of those girls.
Crystal Ball.
I totally made it because my parents named me Brittany.
Yeah, I mean, she's displaying her sin, just like every good citizen is supposed to in Detroit. Her sin being her identity. Yeah.
Yeah, not like cleavage.
Her sin.
Displaying your
Here's my sin. Dude, that would be the perfect sixth world stripper name is Sin.
Yeah.
All capital letters. But yeah, he takes that information and he has access to her comlink and all of her information now. And so he comes back out of VR and closes his thing, throws down the Nuyen to pay for the water, I guess.
I thought at first you were gonna throw down your water, and I was like, whoa.
No. Yeah,
Whoa.
he drinks his water, puts down the Nuyen he needs to pay for it with, and then walks out. And then as he's walking out through AR, he's sent the copy of the game and requested the money, and then also sent her a message, like an encrypted message with this to blackmail her and get money out of her.
Nice.
Okay. So
Ruins her date.
while
Good job.
that plot thread tangles, let's introduce Scrim.
Hello.
So tell
All
us
right.
about yourself.
You want to know? Okay. Well, I'm Scrim, and I am going to be playing Deliverance, who is she is a mage. Let's see, what can I tell you about Deliverance?
Well, here,
Um,
1 second. We
Yeah,
need the chat to tell us of an odd but totally mundane place that Deliverance is at.
Okay.
That she would typically not spend downtime in, but here she is.
Ah, okay.
Female magically active Walter White. Here we go.
So Zealot, the power of Christ compels you. That as a cue, I think, is maybe a little too strong. I don't think she comes on quite so strong. But might happen.
The old Ford plant.
A leggings store, like a store that just sells leggings.
Just leggings, yeah. Specialized in leggings. Hey, in the sixth
Leggings
world,
and more.
you could have like screen displays on them, like
Whoa!
like totally specialized leggings. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Any-
a leggings
Fine.
store currently exists, so.
Do they?
I mean, maybe not like physical stores, but online. Okay. Dance studio where they're combining Irish river dance and country line dancing.
I don't have music for that.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sorry,
that
we
music-
didn't come prepared at the improv show.
really like the topical nature of the old Ford plant.
Yeah, I was actually gonna choose that for you if you were gonna choose
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Leggings Constant Street. Oh my gosh, shut up. Okay, yeah, so I'll take from Rakla the old Ford plant.
Interesting.
Yeah, I am not sure why she would be there.
Yeah, I think we might need an additional element. Although I have another potential idea.
I think too, like, I mean, it's the old Ford place, but obviously it wouldn't be used for that anymore. It's been converted into something else. So this is where all the big plant from back in the day, and now it's a different place. I'm not sure where that'd be located, or
So let's say that she's looking for a license plate to put on vehicles she uses.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Okay.
That works.
So
Or-
I imagine.
Okay. Reagent salesman, underground dance competition,
Oh my god. Tempting.
a homeless encampment. Maybe you're helping the poor.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, that is just like you. Ah, that was gross.
I like that. I like helping the homeless.
Okay. So the old Ford plant has just very recently become a homeless encampment.
Okay.
So there are around the plant, as you're helping the homeless, and I'm wondering, like, maybe you have one of your kids with you, volunteering.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sophia, the 11-year-old, came
Uh-huh.
with me.
Okay.
She had a half day at school, and she was really she's a very compassionate little girl, so she wanted to help out.
Right. So, and what would you say what are you doing helping the homeless right now? Are you passing things out? Are you feeding? Are you healing?
Yeah, we're it's like a program where we feed the homeless, but we also teach them some kind of skill. And so myself and Sophia, we both really like hairstyling. We're both into like cutting and dyeing hair. And we dye each other's hair all the time. And so we're teaching people who are interested how to cut hair.
Okay.
Teaching the skill. Yeah. So we've got like a little chair set up, and Sophia's like she's mixing dyes, and Deliverance is like putting them on and kind of showing a woman next to her how to do it. And she's a woman, human in her. She's just about 40. She has a knee-length asymmetrical coat. She wears brown pants and worn black boots. And she has, today she has this bright purple and green scarf on, and you can see just peeking underneath it a little gold cross. She has bright purple hair, and if you look closely, you would notice that she has piercing scars. So a little one on her nose, one in her lip, her eyebrow, and then lines along both ears. But right now she's just wearing like conservative studs. And she wears pretty dramatic makeup. She has dark lipstick and dark eyeliner, and she takes a piece of hair and just says, well, you know what? You have to make sure you don't put too much, because if you put too much on, you're just not gonna. It's all just gonna right in there. It's just gonna crack and fall off.
Now, tell me, if I can't afford that product, can I? What can I get out of, let's say, mud?
Well, not much that we can do there, sweetie. But here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
if you decide you're interested in this, our church has something going on. We're gonna keep training you, and you can get in working at a salon. If you get good enough, you can get working at a salon, and you'll be just fine.
Okay.
You won't have to worry about buying it.
Uh-huh.
They have all the supplies there. We'll help you out. That's
Okay.
the thing.
I see. Okay, I thought I was just learning how to do my own hair. But okay, that works too. I guess I could get a job.
All right. Well, if you're not interested, that's okay. You know what? You're getting a dye job. There you go. All right?
Hey, yeah, that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, who needs mud? Who needs mud? What color do you want?
I don't know. Fucking pink.
Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. That's gonna look amazing. Okay,
Oh,
Sophia,
yeah.
can you mix that up for me?
And blonde. I want blonde pink. I want to look like a Barbie doll.
Oh, I love it. I love it, girl.
While all of this is happening, your daughter Sophia, 11, she is like currently just like doing this, swiping her AR and calmly like, oh my god, I'm so bored. I can't even right now.
That's the wrong one. That's Amy who's like that.
I thought Sophia. Oh, Sophia's the one that can
Yeah.
draw, right?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Sophia's very artistic
She's
and
the
compassionate.
passionate one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
She's the good
Sophia.
little girl in the family.
Never mind. So she's on her AR, and what she is doing is, she like flips over a thing in the display and says, "Mommy, look what I drew!" And it's like this AR drawing of you doing hair with like this really oversized scissors and a giant comb.
Oh, darling, that's so sweet. Thank you.
And she like swipes it over, and it lands in your files.
Oh, perfect. I'll put that in your file.
Now, something that catches your attention, and I'll spend a plot point, is as you are arranging to dye this woman's hair pink, you've been noticing like a lot of shady-looking characters around the old Ford plant. And by shady, I don't mean like the usual drug dealing, kind of the scummy gangster kinds. What you're seeing is more like dudes in trench coats and sunglasses, and like they're protecting something inside.
Inside the plant itself?
Inside the plant itself. Like you, like
Okay, so
the
we're kind of
homeless
on the
and can't.
outskirts.
Yeah, and you're actually seeing like somebody is pushing one of the homeless guys who's like getting too close. Like, back off. This is
Okay.
not. You're not supposed to be here. Get the fuck off this property.
Okay. What am I gonna do about that? All right, I'm gonna spend a plot point to say that this space is supposed to be like, it's supposed to kind of be a haven, and the church is like working to make it a better place for homeless people to be, and where they can be and feel safe. So she is a little bothered by this, and kind of wants to get to the bottom of what's going on. And so she hands the tools to Sophia, who's more than capable of putting pink dye in a woman's hair.
Yeah. She loves
and
it. Yay, colors.
yeah, she's super pumped.
She gets on a step stool and starts working.
So she's gonna mosey on over and see what she can tell. Just wants to observe for the first little bit.
So the homeless man he's clearly on some kind of, escapist substance, and, whatever it is, he's not well, and he's slurring his speech. He's just like, "No, hey, fuck you, man. You don't tell me what to do." And the guy, like this guy just basically, like, after a couple of shoves, just pulls a taser on him and just goes,
Oh man,
I
so
said,
Deliverance.
get out of here. And the guy turns
Deliverance.
over and looks at you and says, "What are you looking at?"
She rushes over the man to check and see if he's okay, and is gonna just.
"I don't know what kind of racket you people are running, but it can't be on this property."
She just checks the guy and sees he's, more or less okay. She's gonna deal with him later, and she turns to the man and says, "Now, I was under the impression that we had free reign to be here. We booked this space a long time ago."
Booked it with nobody.
Now, what are you talking about? We're from the church of we're from the church. We're from the Unitarian church, and we wanted to make sure that these people had a place to eat and a thing to do. I'm not exactly sure what the problem is here, sir. I don't want us to tread on any toes. I just want to know what are you up to here that we're disturbing?
The point is that you are disturbing it. This is our turf. This is our territory that we are protecting. And you need to get out of here. I don't care if the Pope sent you. We're getting paid quite a bit to make sure that people like you aren't here. That nobody's here. So round up all of these, whatever these are, and get them the hell out of here. if you know what's good for you in your little church.
Dude, hit him with that Ezekiel 25:17.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
That's the verse that Samuel L. Jackson reads in Pulp Fiction before he shoots a man.
Yeah.
She says, now, hang on just a second. We are not bothering you, and we're doing good work over there. I think that we can safely coexist in this space without disturbing each other at all. Can I roll negotiation?
Sure, yeah, you can roll negotiation.
So I've never been very charismatic in this game. Charisma?
Plus negotiation, and any bonuses you might have, such as that, no, the honest faces for con, never mind.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh.
6 successes.
Okay, so the, so the guy, the guard, this guy looks at you and says, look, if you're gonna coexist, you need to do it far away from this building. There's other buildings in the plant. Go there, but make sure that nobody comes here like this fucker did.
All right. No need for fighting, and I think this man was just a little bit uncertain what the circumstances were. And she leans down and she's gonna cast. She's gonna heal whatever stun damage he took.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of supports him back towards the rest of the group. And she's gonna head over to the lead pastor or the lead person who's doing this, and just kind of let them know what kind of there's some shady stuff going on.
The pastor, Pastor Michael, looks at you and says,
That's such a pastor name.
yeah. Pastor Michael says, we probably shouldn't be disturbing people. We don't have the manpower to, whatever that is. I don't think we should get involved.
Well, he said it was fine. We can just stay right here. It's okay. I talked to him. It's fine.
Well, all right, but we need to make sure that we also are providing a safe place for all of these homeless. So.
All right, I guess he did tase him.
Yeah.
I guess he tased him. Whatever.
Yeah. And the homeless guy's like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to cause trouble.
Oh, don't sweat it, mister. It's you didn't know. Those people kind of crept up on us. We didn't realize. It's fine. It's just fine.
Okay. All right. Well. Meanwhile, plot point. In the bunker, or in the not the bunker, like it's like the warehouse, the factory portion, that these dudes were guarding. Voltar enters, unseen by Deliverance, and you walk past Gage, your weapon dealer, who has a big assortment of like assault rifles and handguns and katanas and whatever you could possibly want, grenades, laid out in a nice, in a shoddy but well organized display.
Yeah. I'm assuming I just arrived back from my my mission.
Yes.
And I'll as I walk in, I don't even look at Gage, and I stop unnaturally, and then I turn my head towards him, and then I say, "Hello, Gage."
Well, hello, ma'am.
I hope my shipment has arrived.
Well, it's going to take a couple more days. There were unfortunately some snags in the smuggling part.
Are you still having problems with that?
Unfortunately.
Have you spoke to Mr. Colton about it?
Well, You know how it is. Colton just funds us to guard the place. What I do with my money is invest it into this fine business.
Correct.
That's my problem, not his.
Indeed. That's a shame. I really wish I had that weapon. But I'm assuming you have my Ares Predator and my electrified sticks.
Upgraded and ready to go. And he hands you like one of those titanium kind of briefcases for you to try them out.
Yeah, I gently take them and open it up. I like flip it around and open it up and see that they're in there, nice and pristine. And I'll take the what are they actually called?
The Eskrima sticks?
Yeah, Eskrima sticks. And I'll twirl them around and sheathe them on my hips, I guess. And I'll take my Ares Predator and put it on the back of my hip and holster it.
All right. Well, home sweet home. Like, Stan, just nods and says, "They look good on you."
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gage.
Yeah. And
as she basically kind of like lowers her shoulders and relaxes. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean that after you've exchanged words and you're on your way to on your way deeper into the place, you hear behind you something about some altercation with the homeless and the church, and they've taken care of it nearby. But just to stay vigilant and make sure that people don't start getting nosy and putting their noses where it doesn't belong.
Do they just say this to like each other, or did they mention this to me?
To each other while you're walking away.
Okay. I think I'm going to investigate this, but from a distance.
Okay.
Unless something stops me, but I'll ask Gage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the deal with the homeless people, basically? But yeah, she'll basically ask him, like, do you know any information on this?
I don't know. Just apparently some homeless people whole gaggle of them came in, and apparently the church is helping them out, giving them classes on how to cut hair or something. I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but how does that help them with the situation that they are homeless?
Well, I don't know. Apparently that's supposed to help them get a job in this fucking hellhole. I guess everybody needs a haircut every now and then, huh?
I assume so.
Whatever, I mean, we'll should be able to keep them off the property so that nobody finds you.
Excellent. Then I shall return to my place.
Okay.
Wherever I am kept.
Yeah, so you you walk down like a very dark corridor. There's like no lighting. No one would ever walk down this corridor. It's so deep and so so dark, and twisty also. And you get to a specific place, and you hear the shh of like the mnemonic door. I think that's the right word. Pneumatic.
Pneumatic.
Just allowing you entrance into your home.
Home. Is it nice?
Is it nice? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, audience, let's describe
nice?
what her bunker looks like.
I assume that it's okay.
The old Ford plant.
Given who your character is, I feel like this thing has a lot of money in it, so I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know why
what I
she
was
would stay
thinking.
in some crap place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, thanks for staying awake, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're correct. Sleep is for the weak. I know this from experience. Ooh, I'm gonna take 2 suggestions. It's nicer on the inside from Sky and Palmer. It's so chrome.
It
Imagine.
is so chrome.
So chrome, so shiny.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're in the future
Yeah.
and everything is chrome.
Future.
Future.
um,
I love that episode.
Join the
So-
Anarchy for all your SpongeBob memes.
So the place is very minimalistic. You're obviously someone who doesn't need much. But the chrome is it's imported, it's burnished. There's no windows because it's underground, so you have to like go down a set of stairs before you can like get in there. And what you have is, I guess we could say, like, you might have like a little kitchen setup to your left, which is basically like the chrome counter with a microwave and like some basic appliances, right?
Basic, yeah.
Yeah.
College
And-
student basic supplies.
Exactly. And then your bed, and I guess maybe
Like a desk and
trid screen.
papers. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not even paper. I wouldn't even see you being a papers.
Yeah,
girl.
that's true.
You'd just be doing everything in AR.
AR. Yeah.
But maybe it's like hidden panels and stuff like that all over the place, lock boxes and things like that. So, as a wall of firearms and firearm accessories, you wish. The game does not allow us to have more than 2 weapons when we start.
It could. The thing
Soon.
is, it can. But
There's
now
a
that
rack.
I've got my
There's an empty rack where
There
she's
you
gonna
go.
start collecting
Nice.
them.
Yes.
soon.
Progress.
It's the start of the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you walk in and you're like, oh, I could put my video game, like my
Yeah.
guns up here. Like,
Replicas. They could be replicas.
yeah.
Mannequins for armor, gun rack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you get a ding from your from Colton Copper. And can you describe Colton, and if audience has any embellishments?
Colton is probably in his 50s. Maybe, but he looks younger. He looks like he could pass like maybe 38 to 40.
Like he's had a little work done.
Yeah, he's had work done. Beautiful green eyes, and he's got stubble, probably a beard growing now, and his hair is always done up. Like it's always like stylized in some way. He has even though his eyes are gorgeous, he has a very serious look about them. And there's something distant, like he's seen something or witnessed things, and he probably has in his line of work. But it's clearly noticeable to most people, and that's what usually unsettles people when they talk to him. They find that they can't speak or they stutter around him. He's very intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Also, plot point: he's Scottish.
That's
Thank you.
Can you do
Mr.
that?
Zillett?
I can't do a Scottish accent to save my life. I cannot.
But he's Scottish. Doesn't mean he has an accent.
Yeah, maybe if he's so careful about his appearance and he's got work done and everything, maybe he's very cautious about how he speaks, and
or maybe he's just lived in America most of his life.
Yeah, you know what? He has he might have like an implant to like get rid of the accent.
Oh my god, he would.
Because people can't
He
understand it.
would.
People are just like, what? And he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right. And so changes it. He's just an alcoholic.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, copper hair.
Yeah.
And so he
Perfect, yeah.
yeah, so he says, another mission well done.
Thank you.
So, for the next phase of what I need, I'm gonna need more specialists to assist with bigger plans. I'm afraid that things I need to get done are more than you can handle on your own. You're exceptional at combat and infiltration. However, you're going to need someone who has magical talents. You're going to need someone who has talents in the Matrix. So I've been making some phone calls and reaching out to different middlemen in the city who can assemble a team. And unfortunately, I can't toss you right into what I need. When you're building a team needs to have cohesion, and it needs to be well oiled. I don't want you going in there unprepared. So we're going to be setting you up on. We're going to be basically. You're going to be getting set up on other jobs. You're free to do whatever you want around the city. Any jobs that you may feel are to your standard. And once you feel confident in your team, then let me know and we'll begin phase 2.
When do you want this done?
I've already started making calls. Just, you can rest. You've earned it.
Very well. It shall be done then.
And phone call ends. And of course, this is also under the understanding that no one should know.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. that you are working for Ares. So, let's hop over to Fritz.
What was Janet something? What was her last name?
Her name was Janet Lakowski.
I had a friend with that last name.
Boom.
I said it twice. Good friend.
All right.
Okay. So you tell me where are you right now? You are living somewhere in the Auburn Blight. So the Auburn Blight is basically the Redmond Barrens of Detroit, except possibly worse. The Blight used to be Auburn Hills, is what it used to be called, and it was fairly prosperous until Chrysler got bought out by Nissan, and rather they merged with Nissan, and Chrysler moved to San Francisco. Chrysler Nissan is now headquartered in San Francisco, and basically just devastated the economy of the area and left everyone there with no employment, and just everything went downhill. And basically led to what is now the Blight. The Blight has been walled off. There's basically a containment policy where it's keeping crime... Hey, thank you, Sky Screens. And goodbye.
Bye.
Where the place is basically surrounded by a security company called Hardcore, which, surprise, surprise, is owned by Ares. And they... rather than keeping crime off the streets, they just contain it to Auburn Hill so it doesn't leak out into Oakland and eventually Detroit. And they found that that's been more successful than bothering to try. In Auburn.
So
that's where you live.
The place where sane people wouldn't go if they valued their life, and a perfect hiding spot for technomancers. So he found himself some sort of fortified location. I'm thinking bunker, but if chat comes up with a better idea, we'll go with that. But for the time being, I'll say bunker. Mm-hmm. And he's getting there, and I'm going to spend a plot point to say that this is decked out. He's upgraded this security-wise So he's walking up to the entrance and he brings up AR and disables the like 50 mag locks, all 5 security turrets, the tripwires, and that's like the defenses he has for the front and the inside. And then opens up the door, closes it, and like spins that big like dial with the thing, and then turns all of the defenses back on. And then he goes and it's a very like very bare. It's straight up just kind of like almost an empty bunker. It's not really for meat space as much as just being able to be safe and be in VR.
There's some good ones.
An old arcade. It doesn't seem. I'm looking for a very fortifiable position.
That's very
Mr. fortifiable and old robot. I still need to watch that. Arcade does not seem as fortified as I'd like it to be. An old abandoned underground parking garage.
The series of like shipping crates or containers sounds cool. It's like I'm getting a huge Fallout 4 vibe. There is like an underwater bunker, like you could be set up.
Sure, yeah. 6 of spades. If it didn't work out for them, why would it work out for me?
Well, I mean, they stop being rich. It could be it's an old abandoned home, and that's what it is.
So yeah, it's basically like this bunker-esque. I'll take that. 6 of spades. It's a panic room. Or a bank, like a bank vault. No, I'll go with the panic room. So there's a rich house. It's dilapidated as fuck. It doesn't even have a roof. It's been ransacked by people who've come through years ago. And he's fortified it to have some more defenses, and he stays in this kind of bunker-esque panic room within it.
Okay.
And he's actually going to call Bennett.
Ah.
Who just his last name is Crowley, because he calls him Air Crowley instead of Bennett. Yeah, he calls him.
Point, he's related to the Downton Crowleys.
the Goulton Crowleys. But yeah, before he, like as soon as he like answers the phone without even speaking, he just talks over him. Crowley. Fraulein Mikowski says that she is more than willing to cooperate with the deal. I need you to collect the payment in person.
Nicely done, Fritz. I know I can always count on you.
Now, Crowley, this payment is split between the both of us. If you would like, you could do some of the list I sent you and earn more, but this particular case brings it to me, and I give to you. This was the arrangement.
Yeah, I know we arranged, Smooth Skin. It's fine.
I want to
go back
sure
on my
that
word. I take care of my people.
You do. You take care of your people very well, and I appreciate that, but you also like to skim the top of things. And I would like you to know that if you would like to stay in the prison cell I pulled you out of, that can be arranged.
Don't be making threats that you don't want to keep. That's what I like about you, though. You've got balls, even at your wisdom.
Yeah. Lakowski, Nguyen.
Yeah.
Be quick about it.
So a transaction takes place.
Yeah.
And he says,
all right. Listen, actually, now that we've taken that little bit of business off the table, I've got some new opportunities for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got a call from, well, it doesn't matter from who, but essentially a meeting is going to be taking place very, very soon. Looks like they want to set you, they're interested in your hacking abilities.
Crowley, we have worked together for quite some time. it is always important who it comes from.
I'm afraid I can't say at the moment.
But
Plausible
Then-
deniability and all that. I have to make sure that we keep up the anonymity of our clients. You understand? It's better for you, it's better for me, it's better for them.
yes, well, the anonymity of me is my priority and should be yours as well. I am no use to anybody dissected on some corporation's lab.
Maybe so, but you're also no use to anyone hiding in that little shithole. Look, what we just made, it's small peanuts in comparison to what we could be making now. With a team, think about it, you can only do so much in the Matrix, but with a team of people who have different talents, you could be taking on much bigger jobs, much more money, much more pay, and you could get back onto whatever you want to be doing with your brilliant mind.
Yeah, and I could be putting my life in the hands in a bunch of Nuyen-crazed mercenaries. It is dangerous for me in this world.
Oh, come on, it's what we already do, just on a smaller scale.
But I always make sure that my anonymity is intact. Herr Crowley, we will do this. I need you to help me. I need to understand who I am running with. I need to understand who this Johnson is. There is no room for error with this.
Listen, I can feed you little tidbits. But the rest, if you really want it, you're gonna have to figure that out on your own. But I highly suggest that you don't even try.
Well, your suggestions will be taken into account.
Have you ever heard of a little something called Pandora's Box?
The myth about the box. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't open it.
Well, that would be sound advice if you weren't talking to Pandora herself. Was there anything else you needed from me, Herr Crowley?
Just your cooperation and just your knowledge, that's all. Just be on standby.
I'll be here.
Ah, that's my boy, Sauerkraut.
Auf Wiedersehen, Leibchen. And he closes the communication.
I love it.
And all right, so we're gonna swap over to Deliverance.
Is it bad that when you said Pandora's box, I perked up and was about to be like, what? What about me? And then you were like, well, Pandora herself. And I was like, well, I mean...
Gray Man, I'm sure those wage slaves would love your wings.
Yeah.
So, I think we will meet up with Deliverance later in the evening of that same day. And she is not at home right now. She is at her store. She's left her children in the charge of the oldest, and is they're all fast asleep as far as she knows. Amy's probably messaging her boyfriend of the week, but she decides to turn a blind eye to that and heads to her store. So she lives in a we see her walking in the dark from a really, really shoddy townhouse to a brightly lit street that's filled with well-to-do hipsters that are kind of that are heading to various shops, and she kind of has her head down, and she's sort of staring at the ground, walking towards her shop.
Yeah, so you're in, because you're in Oakland County,
Yeah.
Which is just south of the Blight. It's the result of what happens when prices drop so low that a bunch of artists that don't have a lot of money just start moving in and build a community and do like their own beautification projects, but in their very artsy way. So lots of coffee houses and little bars, clubs, restaurants, lots of hip places, galleries and stuff like that, bookstores. And in your case, what's your story?
So Deliverance unlocks the door to her comic book store, which is as yet unnamed. So
The D20.
The D20. I like that.
Nice.
So there are some suggestions out there. That's a strong contender.
Sorry. I thought it.
No, it's great. It's great. There's a lot of suggestions for Amy's boyfriend.
I still think a 14-year-old who acts like that is definitely into like a college guy.
Is she like 11?
She's like, oh, he's in college, like,
She's
or
like
in
11.
high school, like.
So anyway, she enters her shop and there's a few like more recent physical copies of comics, although those don't sell super well. And she has kind of behind like some locked doors, some more rare physical comics, and lots of like knickknacks and shirts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I had a really good name for the comic book store. So Route 66. It's like the sign for Route 66, like the shape of it, like a road sign, but it's Route 6D6, and it has like a bunch of dye all over the front of it.
I saw 66 as well, and I went, oh, so that's even better. Thank you for that suggestion.
That's excellent. I like that.
All right.
So she goes into 66. Do we need to credit Rackla for that? I think we.
Yeah, thank you, Rackla. I
Yeah.
added your name to the ref.
I'm sorry, I'm just dying. I read Super Sages, and it's like, we've got issues.
You've got issues. That's funny.
No,
You know what? I
that's
think that's gonna, can I take that one as the that's gonna be the slogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got issues.
Nice. Super Sage.
Okay, so she heads to the back and she digs through a pile of papers, and she's kind of rifling through, and she looks really nervous. And she kind of stops for a minute and looks upward and touches the cross around her neck and just mouths a couple of words, and then she reaches in and pulls out some contact information. So this is contact information she's physically written down. It's not in her system anywhere. And she's going to call Rolodex.
Okay. So Rolodex. I don't have much on him other than his legendary reputation to procure fake sins. I think the audience should give me some descriptors of Rolodex.
I heard roll of dicks. So.
It's like a ring
That's
of
the midnight
keys.
show.
Yeah. That's for our other live stream. You can catch us at.
It'll be on your channel, Travis.
Shadowrun.
Best character 2K80.
Yeah, it is 80.
So far I got Swanky Elf Club Goer. This is just super into anime references.
Is there like there's like autonomous AI, right? He could like Rolodex could straight up just be like a robot with a personality.
Could be interesting.
Is that a thing? He's like a droid.
He could be a sentient, or not a sentient. He could be a what are they called? Proto-sapient. There's proto-sapient. There's xenosapient. There's something else. There's like whatever I forget. The ones that are not unleashed, but they're yeah.
Is Rolodex the owner of the store? Is that what's happening? I missed some of it.
No, Deliverance is the owner.
Deliverance is the owner. But Rolodex is here.
Yeah.
Okay. I just like the idea because someone was Nick Morgan was saying his head spins when he's looking for numbers, And I just thought it would be cool to have like a droid that like did that. And then when you're like, hey, could you hand me issue 337 of this one specifically? And like through all of the rows, he's just like, bam, this one, and then hands it to you.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of like this super smart robot.
Maybe I'll get one of those robots working in my store eventually. I don't picture him as a robot though. I think it is a
I could see-
person.
well, is he a person or is he maybe just an AI? Just an AI.
Could be. Yeah. If an AI can be a fixer, that works.
Yeah, I mean, he could be a person if he is, plot point from Palmer, a monad. Which
Do
basically
tell.
means that he's got...
I totally know what a monad is.
Okay, great. Yeah, he's an AI who pretends to be a person. Or rather, he's an AI trapped inside of a person. So basically CFD.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Deliverance. I can't let you do that.
Jeopardizing the
So... Oh, man. So he's a monad. Cool.
Rolodex, open the blast doors.
Yeah, so...
Thank you for
it
this
says,
session.
well, hello, customer.
Hi.
How can I be of assistance today?
Last we spoke, it's been, oh God. Oh, okay, it's been a few years. And you mentioned that I could go to you if I was ever looking for work. So I am looking for work.
You are looking for work. Processing.
Searching.
Work found. You seem nervous.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll be all right. It's been a while. It's been a while. How long's it been, Rolodex? 20 years?
21.
All right. Well, I'm just glad I had your number, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get started. I actually have a potential job offer. I have someone looking for someone of your talents to join, to start assembling a new team.
All right. Yeah. They're in town here, or?
Yes. Yes, they won't be far.
All right. Well, you just send me the details, and I'll be there.
Excellent. Well then, thank you for your service.
Yeah, I guess I'll see you later.
Great. So, I think it's time to have our meet. Let's just go ahead and jump forward, right? So I'm going to spend this plot point to jump us forward. Chat, tell us, where are they to meet? What is their meeting place?
A rooftop. Keep it classy.
No, Rooftop was season 1. We're in
Basement.
season 2.
Basement.
It's the opposite.
Basement. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Basements.
Yeah. An old VR arcade. People want this arcade so bad.
I
They do.
know.
It's very, yeah. Well, it is very Mr. Robot.
It is Mr. Robot.
The F Society.
Damn.
Basement.
Hipster bar.
Hipster bar again.
No, I have a plan for Fritz. It's fine.
A
It could be
rock
any-
engine.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the cliche bar.
A bar.
Idea.
Bar. It's just
Well,
bar.
That's a little.
Yeah.
An underwater old beer.
It could be an arcade bar.
Ooh, those are the best. A pet store.
Arcade bar, pet store, underwater. Like, take everyone's
When
suggestion.
you're
and
trying to
just
please everyone.
That sounds like a real place. Sounds like a real place.
What about just a weird Detroit alley? You know, those
Keep it
ones where the
classy
paper is always
and
flopping around like tumbleweed.
Yeah. They like walk out of the shadows like Batman.
Yeah.
All
Jump
right.
from the roof.
An
Um,
aquarium. Aw. Memories.
Right. Okay. Let's do an urban crawl pub night.
Like Fight Club.
Right, but
That's just a basement.
Yeah, it's just a basement.
I could see an
Well,
urban brawl pub night though. There's yes.
3 protagonists walk into aquarium. What's the punchline of that, Evie?
Yeah.
They all drown.
I'll try. Yeah. 3 protagonists walk into an aquarium. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll just go ahead and I will take. And there's some very good suggestions, but I
There
do
is.
want to go to the. I want to do the from Greyman Urban Brawl Pub Night, only because Urban Brawl Detroit is actually very popular. You guys have one of the most ruthless teams in the Urban Brawl League called the Detroit Nightmares, so you would all probably be fans, or at least know them.
Know about it.
Yes. So let's let's see what.
I'm
would-
excited for these characters to meet.
Oh wait, no. Let's do a rock. Let's do like a rock music.
Yeah, as long as it's not country.
All right. So,
I can get down to this.
all right. So you guys meet at let's say so a random pub called the Brawl
The fist.
Brawliseum.
Brawliseum.
I stole that from Blizzard. That was the that was
Brawliseum.
Hearthstone last week.
I thought it sounded familiar. I was like, that was pretty good. I was like,
TM Blizzard.
Oh, I know. How about this? How about pub brawl, like pub crawl, but
Ah,
pub brawl.
okay.
oh, hey!
I like that, I
My
like
next
that.
one was Brawlhalla, but that's a video game.
Oh. It is. It is. That game's good.
Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla.
Oh man,
that
that's
is
good
good.
too. I
That
like
is really good, but it's
Yeah.
a game. But yours
Yeah.
is Pub Brawl, which is actually original, so let's go with that.
Yeah,
Mine is also not original.
yeah.
Let's see.
All right, so like
The tagline is also "We have issues."
so the loud rock music is blaring. You've got people cheering as the Detroit Nightmares are playing the As Technology whatever's. Forgot what they were called. And someone like literally just like got blown to bits, but the hand of the nightmare that was holding the ball landed inside of the goal, and everybody cheers as they make their point.
Oh my god.
Can you, for the uninitiated, give us a quick rundown of what Urban Brawl is?
So Urban Brawl is
Murderdome.
Yeah, pretty much. No, think it's one of those like get the ball in the goal games, except it's played on several city blocks that they clear out the day before right. So, and nobody ever knows where they're supposed to be until like they're literally dropped into it, and then they have people with like different positions based on the different weapons that they're allowed to carry. There's even like each person gets someone on a motorcycle to like
Sounds
to
familiar.
run people around. So yeah. That's Urban Brawl. And
cool.
Yeah, and the idea
I'm
is
gonna-
to get the ball into the goal. Oh, and the goal also can move. So there's like the teams have to decide where they're going to put their goal on their side of the city, and so the other teams have to find it first, and then get the ball there to drop it in.
Yes, technology, whatever's. I'm gonna spend a plot point to say Deliverance is
That's
a
right. The
huge fan.
Tenochtitlan Volcanoes is their name.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, she's like a huge Nightmares fan.
Yeah, this is murderous because the Aztec, the Tenochtitlan, the volcanoes are also known to be ruthless. It's just the Nightmares have more fun with their ruthlessness, so they're more Mad Max. These are all, the entire team is like homegrown from the Blight, so that was like their method of escape.
Nice.
It's murder.
I think
Murder.
she's like a closet fan.
Darn
She's
it.
almost embarrassed to like it because it's so violent. But she looks up at she's like, "Throw."
Yes.
Yeah.
Kill that motherfucker. Oh.
Yeah.
So you've all been instructed to meet at a specific booth that has like this alternate reality reserved sign that no one's allowed to sit at, and when you get there, you enter like a password in front of the AR reserved, and
Can our password be cupcakes?
yes, cupcakes.
Yes.
So you
That's
enter the
every
word
password.
cupcakes, and the reserved sign goes like blinks out and says welcome, and you're able to sit down and
That's cute.
yeah, wait for the team. So let's take a short break, and then we'll have the team meet each other. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you so much, guys. Stick around and keep supporting the channel. Their stream boss is like halfway dead.
Yes.
Kill it if you have to.
to.
Murder it. Destroy it. We're at a beat 'em up bar.
Murder. Murder.